I had a conversation once with a woman in her late 40s. We were talking about dating, about what she actually noticed in men. I expected her to say looks, or money, or confidence. She said none of those things. She said, I notice how he treats the waiter. I notice whether he listens or just waits to talk. I notice if he seems comfortable in his own skin, or if he's still trying to prove something. I asked how long it took her to notice all of that. She said, about 4 minutes. That conversation stayed with me, because most men over 50 are focused on the wrong things. They're thinking about what to say, what to wear, how to seem impressive. Meanwhile, she's already noticed 10 things they didn't know they were broadcasting. Here's what those things are. Thing number 1, how you treat people who can't do anything for you. She's not watching how you treat her, not yet. You're on your best behavior with her. Everyone is. She's watching how you treat the waiter, the person who gets your order slightly wrong, the stranger who bumps into you. Because how you treat people who have no power over your life is the clearest window into who you actually are. A man who is warm and patient with everyone, not just the people he wants to impress, communicates something that can't be faked. He is genuinely decent, not performing decency, actually decent. And a mature woman knows the difference. She's been with men who were charming to her and dismissive to everyone else. She knows exactly what that predicts. Thing number 2, whether you listen or just wait to talk. She will know within the first few minutes, not from what you say, from what you do while she's speaking. Do your eyes stay on her, or do they drift when she's mid-sentence? Do you ask follow-up questions based on what she actually said, or do you pivot back to yourself the first chance you get? Most men don't realize how loudly their listening habits speak. A man who truly listens, who is genuinely curious about what she's saying, communicates something mature women find increasingly rare. He sees me. And feeling genuinely seen is one of the most powerful experiences a person can have. The practical side, when she says something, resist the urge to respond immediately. Let it land. Then ask one question about what she just said. That pause, that question, tells her more about your character than an hour of impressive stories. Thing number 3, whether you seem comfortable in your own skin. This is not about confidence in the traditional sense. It's not about being loud or dominant or impressive. It's about whether you seem at ease with who you are. Does your body language say, I belong here? Or does it say, I'm hoping this goes okay? Do you make small decisions easily? Let's sit here, without agonizing or deferring everything. Mature women notice this immediately, because a man who hasn't made peace with his age, his past, his failures, carries that unresolved tension into every interaction. She can feel it. The man who has done the internal work is different. He doesn't need the evening to go perfectly. He doesn't need her to be impressed. He doesn't need to be younger or different than he is. He's just here, settled, present, okay. And that quiet peace with yourself is more attractive to a mature woman than almost anything else you could offer. Thing number 4, your relationship with your own age. Some men fight their age. They make constant jokes about getting old. They apologize for things that don't need apologizing for. They reference their age as a limitation. At my age, I'm too old for that. That sends a quiet signal. I'm not at peace with where I am. She picks that up immediately. The man who wears his age differently doesn't apologize for it, doesn't brag about it either. He simply exists inside it, with the ease that comes from actually having lived. He can say, I'm 62, the same way he'd say his name, without weight, without needing her reaction to be anything specific. That ease communicates, I've built a life. I know who I am, and I don't need your reassurance about either. That's not arrogance, that's groundedness. And groundedness is what she's been looking for since the last man who performed confidence fell apart when things got real. Thing number 5, how you talk about your past. Every man over 50 has one. Marriages, relationships, failures, regrets. And when they come up, she watches not what happened, but how you hold it. Is your past something you've processed? Something that shaped you without defining you? Or are you still carrying it? Still slightly bitter? Still explaining why things went wrong in a way that sounds like a case you're building? She's not looking for a man without a past. She has one too. She's looking for a man who has made some peace with his. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough that when it comes up, he can speak about it with something like calm. It was hard. I learned a lot. I'm in a different place now. To a woman who has watched men carry their histories like accusations against the world, that kind of calm is one of the most attractive things she can hear. Thing number 6, whether your words and actions match. She's paying attention to this from the very beginning. You said you'd call. Did you? You mentioned something you'd send. Did you send it? Most men don't realize that a mature woman is quietly tracking this alignment from the earliest interactions. Not because she's testing you consciously, but because she's been let down by the gap between words and actions enough times to notice when it exists. And when your words and actions match, consistently, without fanfare, something relaxes in her. A quiet trust begins to form. Not dramatic trust, just the small, real kind that says, this man means what he says. And that kind of trust, built through small consistencies, not grand gestures, is the foundation of everything that comes after. Thing number 7, whether you have a life you're genuinely engaged with. This comes through in how you talk about your days, your interests, your time. Does your life sound full, or does it sound like you're waiting for something, or someone, to make it feel like something again? A man whose life is genuinely engaged has a specific energy. He doesn't need the evening to be everything because the evening is just one part of a life that's already moving. A mature woman can feel the difference between a man who is living and a man who is waiting. And the waiting energy, however invisible it feels from the inside, creates a quiet pressure on the people around it. Thing number 8, and this is the one most men never think about: how present you are. In a world of distraction, phones, notifications, half attention, a man who is fully present is one of the rarest things a woman can experience. Not performatively present, not making a show of putting his phone away, actually present. His attention is genuinely here, on this conversation, on this moment, on her. She can feel the difference between a man who is with her and a man who is physically there but somewhere else. And when she's with a man who is actually here, who isn't half thinking about something else, who is genuinely absorbed in this interaction, something in her relaxes in a way she can't quite explain. Because real presence is rare enough that it feels like something. It feels like being chosen. Not by grand gesture, not by expensive dinner, just by where someone's attention actually lives for the duration of an evening. And to a woman who has spent years being physically with men who were never quite there, that attention is everything. Here's what all 8 have in common. None of them are about what you say. None of them require you to be younger, richer, or different. They're about what you silently broadcast, through how you move, how you listen, how you treat people, how you hold your past, how present you are in the moment in front of you. The man who gets this right doesn't have to try very hard in the conventional sense, because he's not performing. He's just showing up fully as a man who has done the quiet work of becoming someone worth noticing. And she will notice, usually within 4 minutes. Which of these 8 do you think she notices most about you? Drop a number in the comments. And if you want to understand what mature women are actually looking for, not just what they notice, but what makes them want to stay, watch this next. What women over 50 actually want in a man. Most men get this completely wrong. Because being noticed is step 1. Being chosen is step 2. See you there.